before I even get into it, me and my dad have always joked about this, and it's just, just one of those random theories that you think about. In the Garden of Eden, we know it's fruit. We don't necessarily know it's an apple, but if you look, there is a very large tech company nowadays that their logo is an apple with a bite taken out of it. And they're leading the charge with a lot of this stuff. Now, I'm not saying that's exactly what it is. I just think it's funny that that's what it is. Exactly. It's a quinky. I don't believe in quinky dinks personally. But we see a lot of stuff coming, and Apple right now is in fact really pushing this digital ID stuff in more ways than not. So we got here from Biometric Update. It says Apple patents multifunction digital ID with liveness, other security features. And if we really get into this, we find just how deep it is, because the patent has been awarded for binding biometric authentication to a person's digital ID, and it can be contained with a patent pending way to record biometrics under display. Now they're talking about face and touch. They want to do eye retina, which is also very important to pay attention to, because that's something that we're seeing a major trend go towards with eye retina stuff. And this is going to be stored in a digital wallet that includes that can be used for TSA, banks, and favored grocery and department stores, gas stations, Uber, and everything else, all in your Apple wallet. And this is going to be a part of that digital ID that's coming, that's going to contain all of your information. It's going to contain your CBDC, and eventually, midway through that tribulation, it's going to be attached to that mark of the beast. Right. What you think?
Rev 13, the end of Rev 13 there, last few verses there, talks about that, and elsewhere. Rev 13 is an amazing, incredible chapter that just reveals a lot of stuff there when you're talking about, by the way, you're talking about the Antichrist, you're talking about the false prophets. So you got global government, you got global religion, you've got the mark of the beast in there, you've got the, what do you call it? The image, all of that in there. And it's crazy stuff. It says in this article, people would set up profiles for organizations and situations that they can anticipate transactions with, including the Transportation Security Administration, so TSA, banks, favored grocery and department stores, fuel stations, Uber, and the like. Pretty much run the gamut of everything. And it says each would only get the personal data needed for its transaction. Yeah, you believe that, and I'll tell you that I've got a wonderful island that I love, that I own, that I love to go to. And yeah, right. Yeah, look, we're only going to get the information, just what we need. Mm-hmm. Right, sure. Just what's needed to take care of the transaction. Well, I don't know. What about Revelation 13? What's needed to take care of the transactions at that point? Guys, all of this is stage setters. It's all preparing for the things that are coming. So, okay, so some may ask, all right, but hey, Jesus is going to take us out of here at some point and everything. So why are we worried about it? I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. But I do know that there are some who don't know the Lord, or some who are younger in the Lord who are watching, that may be worried about that, or those that may watch this and get some of these pirated videos after we've been raptured, and they're going to start putting the pieces together. All right, and so it's going to answer that also for them. But why do we talk about these things? Because for me, among a lot of other subject matters in the Word of God as well. Okay, but I love archaeology. It's just I love archaeology, but. These are faith builders, guys. They're faith builders, because at least it is for me. And in fact, hey, I came to Christ because of all of this. Reading the book of Revelation is what led me to the Lord, and others that I know as well. All right. So when you see this stuff and you see things really coming online in a way, and the younger generation today, we got to understand something. And hey, when you're 56 years old now, it's like, more people are younger than older than me now. So it's just the reality. Sorry, But the younger generation, they don't have the perspective of things that for example, myself or some others might have from when none of this stuff was even like, how could this stuff even be? You know what I mean? But now we're seeing these things exactly like the Word of God really speaks about, where we can see, hey, this is really coming into reality here, right? And so then for me or for others, what it does is it's like, wow, this is amazing, because we can actually see the Word of God in action from a prophetic standpoint in the stage being set. Because I can't tell you, Zach, how many times I have heard over the years, people have said, oh, there's this Bible thing of yours or whatever. It's just some old dusty book. It doesn't apply to today. It's ancient, whatever it might be. And it's like, guys, you really have no idea until you really do your homework. And it's not hard to do. Okay. Yeah. Because what does it say in the Word of God? It says that those who seek him will find him. So I'm convinced that those who don't find the Lord, is because they're truly and honestly not seeking. Because if you truly seek the Lord, you will find. You're like, Lord, show me the proof, show me the answer, show me the evidence. Guys, the forensics are all over the Bible, and it increases my faith.
Yeah, and you said the homework is not hard, especially in the times that we live right now. You can literally just go online, just search in prophetic events that are going to happen. Just grab just a few passages and then look at what's happening. And that should be proof in itself, because what you're seeing is you're seeing these words on a page literally become tangible things right in front of our face. We're watching the beast system be developed right now. It's not something, it's coming in the future, they're working on this. No, we're actually seeing these things come online right now. We are actually seeing it. And I've got a video here that proves it, because if we go to this, back to this article, I kind of made emphasis on favored grocery and department stores. They specifically talk about that. Well, if we take a look at not only China, but we look at what Aldi's is doing in London, check this out, guys, because you'll see exactly what's happening right now with this Mark of the Beast system. Check it out.
So look at this. You're in London. You're on a business trip, you're staying in Greenwich, and you want to buy some food. So you go into the local Aldi's, like this one, and you think, I'm going to go in here and buy some food so that I can feed myself. And then you approach the barrier, and look, you can't even get in the shop without having a QR code to scan here, or to scan here, and then you can go in and buy things. Now this looks to me like the beginning stages of the digital prison that we keep talking about. What do you think?
I will tell you what I think. First, you approach the barrier. It's the barrier, and they're trying to remove the barriers by putting up a barrier so that you can receive this thing. And you got to be kidding me! And people are like, "This is fantastic! Wow, this is the best thing since Kool-Aid or something." Jeez.
And that's something I always try to say. They're trying to kill people with convenience, because with a store like that, how they have it set up is you scan a QR code, and then this is where that Internet of Things technology comes in that's going to be attached to the 15-minute cities and all this stuff. It watches and scans every single item that you pick up and put in your cart or bag, and you don't even have to go to the cashier anymore. You just walk out and it'll automatically charge because you scanned in that way. And
right.
And that's what it's. So it's about convenience. Oh, guys, you don't have to go to the checkout. You don't have to wait in line. You don't have to pull out your wallet or your cash or anything. Just scan, go grab what you want, and walk right out. So it's about killing people with convenience. And I've showed videos like this before from all over the place. Mexico, Canada, UK, China. I've showed all this stuff. But this is the first time I've ever seen a store where there's no other option but to get in that way. And so, like we were talking about before the show, it's the frog in the boiling pot of water. They just turn it up just inch by inch to the point where now what used to be voluntary has now become mandatory, at least to get into that Aldi's.
Totally. I mean, because where this is all going is where you become the payment, guys. This is what we're telling you. And The technology is there. They're starting to implement it, but it still needs to be all tied together. Only the Antichrist is going to be able to tie it all in together on a global scale. But the technology is there. The desire to do this is there as well, guys. And when you look at this, what do you see? It really kind of, for me, in a lot of ways, it comes down to these three things. It comes down to power, it comes down to payment, and then it will come down to persecution. Power, payment, persecution. So they come to power, right? They say, hey, we're looking out for your good. We're going to make things easier, secure, safer, cybercrime, all that kind of stuff. We're going to deal with that, right? That's not good. And it's costing us way too much money in society. So we're going to make things better. So just put your trust in us, vote for us, and then eventually it's not going to be a vote. It's just, Antichrist is going to take control, right? But the consolidation of power. Then as the power is consolidated, well, there needs to be a financial system for that consolidation of power to operate. And there needs to be those that are the breadwinners, so to speak, from that consolidation of power, because it's always about money and power, right? Mm-hmm. And then both of those things with Satan and the demonic realm will bring about persecution that the world has never seen on a level before. So power, payment, and persecution.